Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercuts!
Hello and welcome to another edition of the JabJab Show. Today I'm talking about some of my retro game regrets. It's an idea I've had a short while ago. It's basically, I'm kind of inspired by some of the video response videos I've seen from various YouTubers. I've done one or two myself in the last few weeks or so. So I'll just come up with something myself, but if it inspires anyone, so that's fine. I've got 3 of them, basically of the things I used to have and now I don't for whatever reason. I talk a little bit about them, how our games came to get rid of them and all the rest of it. Give a bit of context to them. So here we go. So these are in no real order. The first one I want to talk about is Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. Now I got this game with a big box and with the instructions and everything back in the day, back in '95, with a bunch of other games and my friend's Super Nintendo console. £250 I paid in installments, whatever. He wanted to go and buy his PS1s, so I bought it off him, as I say, and I played this, and if you played Super Metroid, very good game. I played it more than the than Metroid on the NES. I didn't complete it, but it's a very good game. It goes for quite a lot of money. It's one, especially the way I had it in a big box and everything. Wherever you see it online, wherever, it commands a bit of money. I quit my job last November due to mental health issues, which I mentioned in some previous videos, and there's a mix-up between HMRC, which is the tax people in the UK, and various other things, and basically a lot of things got messed up. I was out of pocket by a lot of money. So basically, I thought, okay, well, this. I didn't want to get rid of it. The Super Metroid, box and everything. It's one of my crown jewels in terms of retro games that I have. Something had to go. I had to get several £100 kind of sorted out and all by a certain date and so forth. And it's a lot of messing around. Basically, I had to sell it. Unfortunately, what happened was, I put it on eBay, took pictures of everything, all the sides, all the things, nothing wrong. The box is a little worn out and stuff, but everything worked fine, and there's a little crease on the front page of the manual, just things like that, so just show, whatever. But because of the ongoing anxiety and so forth, I posted it, but you probably know, if you put stuff on eBay and you've got a bunch of photographs, you can choose which one you want for your profile, for the main one that everyone sees, and obviously if they click on that they can see the other photographs and whatever. The one that eBay chose, and I thought I did the photograph I took of the box, the cartridge and the inner cardboard, and also the instructions all in one shot to show people at a glance this has got everything with it. But it shows another one. I can't remember what it shows, but it shows like a side of the box or something. Now, because of, as I say, what I was going through, and so I didn't realise this until the last day, because I thought, alright, I should be getting this much. It goes for like, I don't know, £140, £150 ish, give or take. Now this was in December, so you can factor in maybe Christmas. People aren't buying second-hand stuff as much. I don't know, I really don't know. I realised until very late that it's showing this one side of the box or something. It didn't show much, so maybe a lot of people interested didn't really say, oh, what's that picture there? And it's too late for me to change the profile, so the last day I ended up getting less than half of what it usually goes for. Now I thought also maybe it's gone down since the Super Nintendo Mini's come out, and maybe the valuation, people say, I've got it on that, I don't need to get the original cartridge, things like that. But no, when I looked at the prices, just out of curiosity a few weeks ago on eBay, they're back up to what I remember them being. So I don't know, maybe it was a combination of Christmas coming up and also just not having the right photograph like on display. I don't know, one of the two things. So that's one of my regrets. The second regret I want to talk about is Final Fight CD for the Sega Mega CD. Now, basically, my uncle bought a Mega CD back in '93 when it came out in the UK. Within the first week or two of it coming out, I think, as far as I can recall, he bought it with, you get the packing games, which I think which are Soul Feast, which is shoot 'em up, Cobra Command, I think it is, with FMV shoot 'em up kind of thing, and also there's a disc with several Mega Drive games which have a CD soundtrack now. So you got that, with the game, with the add-on, if you will, and also we got Sherlock Holmes detective game. As time went on, he bought it in. I think it came out in May. He might have got it in June. I'm not too sure, but later on that year. I mean, obviously, I was aware of the Mega CD coming out, and I was like curious to see what it did and so forth. And then I found out Final Fight came out for it, later on that year, and it looked bloody great. Now, at the time, I knew of this. I loved the arcade. The arcade's one of my favourite arcades, Final Fight. Played it loads back in the day, and I knew of the Super Nintendo version and how compromised it was in terms of you could only choose two of the players, Hager and Cody. Then they did Final Fight Guy, which was Hager and Guy without Cody. It's a bit of a weird one. So basically, I knew of the compromised Super Nintendo version, and obviously the 8-bit Micros version. For what they could do, it wasn't gonna be anywhere near what the arcade quality is, for obvious reasons. So I saw the Mega CD version come out, and I thought, I've got to get this. Now, when Christmas came around that year, I can't remember all the details, but basically, my nana bought that Mega CD off my uncle for £150, I think it was. Or I can't remember. I got that money to pay it off. I can't remember the exact transaction that went down, but yeah, basically I bought it 150 quid, and obviously I got Final Fight CD, I guess, a short while after that. Back then, I didn't have the money to buy all these games. Imagine the games were like 40-50 quid and stuff a piece, which like the new games are nowadays. So I did a lot of part exchanging and swapping and so forth with my friends and at video shops and other shops that dealt with this kind of thing. I can't remember what games I swapped it for or how much I paid towards it and things like that, because I did a lot of swapping back in the day, part exchanging. So basically, I got it, I part exchanged whatever it was to get it, and it was great. It had the big characters, I had a CD soundtrack, and for me it was the closest version of the arcade game you could get at the time. I had a few more games for the Mega CD, but that was the game I went back to because I just loved it so much. And got rid of it. I don't know. I sold the Mega CD back to my uncle for £80. A couple of years later. I can't remember. Again, mine is a bit sketchy and what games I had with it at the time. Maybe it's Mega CD. I've since got a second Mega CD, but for a ridiculous price. We're talking about 15, 16 years ago now, and the price of everything has gone up, including the Final Fight CD. I'd love to get that again, but it's another one of my game regrets. My third regret I want to speak about is the Philips CDI. Now, I had one of these back in the day. I got it off my mate back in the early 90s. I can't remember, 92, 93-ish. It was a very interesting time for video games. You had Sega and Nintendo obviously doing their whole rivalry and things, being really successful. Arguments in playgrounds, so all the rest of it. The Sega magazines trashing Mario, Nintendo magazines trashing Sonic, and things like that, a lot of things are. So all the companies, electronics companies, coming out and saying, I want a piece of that, So we had the CDI, you had the 3DO, you had Amstrad thrown in their hat with the GX4000, something ridiculous. You had lots of things going on, a lot of things that didn't make it over to the UK as well. When I found out my mate's got the CDI, I got it off him. I can't remember how much I paid for it. Probably not a lot, to be honest, because as I mentioned before, I didn't have a lot of money back then. A few things with it, including, it wasn't boxed. I got a Mr. Bean video CD, or I think it was a video CD, because it's a multimedia kind of console thing. And he got Star Trek 6 or 5 or 6, one of the sequels. I got Prize Fighter, which is an FMV style boxing game. Had a golf game as well, but he also had one of the Zelda games as well. Yes, a Zelda game, a Legend of Zelda. They made 3 of these for the CDI, as well as a Mario game called Hotel Mario. I can't remember what Zelda game I had. That's 3 of them. They're stupidly rare and expensive now. Basically, what happened is I just had it. I played it a little bit. I thought, that was okay. It's just something to have. Now, I've mentioned in a lot of videos in the past. I sometimes go from, say, films to retro games, and back again, and I got rid of it basically. The CDI I gave away to my uncle. Nothing. I got nothing for it. I said, have this. I'm going to college now. I went to Plymouth back in 2002. and I thought, well, I need to get rid of some stuff, and I was really struggling to see what I can get rid of, and I do regret it because since getting back into retro games, certainly since I've had my channel, since before I had my channel, because I followed a lot of YouTubers before, I was like thinking all these systems and the CDI and the Mario and the Zelda. Mario's not so much as expensive as the Zelda games, but the curiosity is it's interesting. Nintendo don't really officially recognise the 3 games. You know, I don't see it as part of the Zelda timeline, so to speak. That's my third regret in getting rid of that. And if money gets better and things, who knows, could get a CDI again. I would like to. I don't know about the Zelda game, we'll see. That's 3 of them. If you do have 3 yourself, or maybe more or even less, like, you know, things like games, consoles, whatever it is, or even arcade games, or whatever the thing is within the realm of retro games, you know, please let me know. Maybe even do a video or just comment below. That'll be fine. So let me know down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you later.